Let's do a divine masculine reading as I have these new decks. Um, and I really want to talk about the gods and the titans. We know divine masculine is an energy, but I want to talk about these men specifically. So let's see what is going on with these men who are prophesized to provide and protect the goddesses in this realm. Poseidon, gotta love it. Gotta love it because we are in the new moon of Pisces. Sorry, guys, give me a second. Poseidon, that flow. Let's read it. Let's get the message directly from the book because I love this book. Expect a greater flow of creativity, ease, and prosperity. This card is a siren call to protect and enjoy the stunning oceans of the world. So some of you are being called right now to really work with your creativity, your prosperity through the magic of the water. And we know that everything has a duality to it, but I want to talk about the symbols you will see will be trident, dolphins, and horses. This is page 109, which is a 10. So this is really beautiful for the Divine Masculine Collective. The flow energy, you really have to take that with a grain of salt because flow, only dead fish go with the flow. We are here to endure. We're here to be consistent, to take action. So please understand when we say flow, what that means on a different level. It's basically just creating that sacred consistency that you need to keep moving forward. We have the Four of Wands. So here we go. Here is the marriage. This marriage is a past life marriage. By the way, this is the Knights of Templar Tarot, which I just received today as well. But you see the abundance here. They have the abundance of hay and wheat and farm. But the Four of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles, very good, and the King of Wands, very good. It seems like you're really working on your abundance king, which is good. And I could say king because the King of Wands is here. The king that takes action will win the prize, is what I heard. Because the thing is, a lot of people think that, you're going to claim this goddess that is in your life because the goddess is your legacy. The goddess is very important. If you're a man and you think your legacy is anything outside of her, you're in an old timeline. Now, we know a lot of men specifically who are creating their legacy through their work, their I don't know, lineage, community, or even their children. That is not the divine masculine role. The divine masculine's role is to understand he's the provider and the protector of the goddess. And the goddess, and this is for those who are ready to be into heaven, right? There's many different timelines and there's very many different realms. I'm speaking about the highest timeline that we can co-create right now. And this is the most ancient truth, is that he knows that she, his goddess, is his legacy because she is the spiritual leader. So if he doesn't put her above everyone else, he actually doesn't achieve the physical union of the divine counterpart. Because he has to understand this energy. It's vibrational. It's not personal, honey, it's vibrational. And you have to understand this is not for a lot of men because a lot of men can't even understand that, which I don't understand at all. It's like 1 + 1 is 2. Like, look at the lovers cards in tarot. He's looking at her, she's looking at the divine. That's the Holy Trilogy. Why is that so complicated? She will always be above you. She should be above you. Because if you don't put her, above you, and make her your equal, then you will never understand what Holy Trilogy is, nor be a co-creator. You'll just be a man on planet Earth. You can be successful, You could be happy. You could have lots of money in the world, but you will not be a co-creator. You won't be in heaven. So this is for those of you who understand this and understanding that this is the time for you to work in this abundant flow. So you're getting the downloads right now of the legacy that you're here to achieve. And there's the Queen of Wands. You see, there's his divine counterpart. And you see the moon. You see the moon. Beautiful. I love the colors of the emerald and the red and the blue. This is royalty right here. He has the gold and the red. She has more of the colors and the vibrations of a woman. This is a royal couple. And they're both understanding. They're both understanding what they need to do. Because this is not 3D, this is higher than even 5D. This is a higher fruit. You've reached the blossoming fruit of abundance, temperance, and you've walked into the gates of healing and balance. See, this is a higher initiate. This man is walking into a higher field, and I'm going to be honest with you, not a lot of men can get here. They can't get here. I told you this they can't get here unless they put her in her position. This is very important. This has nothing to do with the war on gender. This is divine law. It goes creator, goddess, then God. Because gods and titans know, real gods know that they are birthed by the goddess. They are initiated by the goddess. They are under the goddess. Why? Because he needs to be the 3D energy that lifts her up so she can be the spiritual leader, and they work together to co-create. That's the problem. You hear words like this and people are like, oh, there's not. No, work together. There's above and below. As above, so below. So within, so without. What's within? A pum pum. What's without? A lingam. And together they co-create. Death. They co-create transformation. Death to the old belief system. Obviously, this could be a Scorpio too. With the Ten of Swords, though, you guys are here to put a lot of endings. You divine masculine energy, you to the man. You've gone through a huge, huge ego death. You have gone through a huge identity shift, and you are getting prepared to rise up. This is really important because this is also what you're here to do. This union is not going to put love and light and everything nice. You both are here to reveal a lot of deep transformations to the collective who is ready to step into this gateway, to this portal, to the gates of heaven. It feels like right now you're just at the gate. You haven't even stepped in yet. So you probably haven't even talked to her yet. But you know who she is. You know who she is. The Page of Pentacles, exactly. See, that confirms it. You're not a King of Pentacles, you're a page, meaning you haven't fully claimed her. You're about to though, and the page is the messenger. You might be younger than her, but you're coming in like very stoic too. You're coming in to bring her an offering. And her, the Queen of Wands, what do you need to know about her as we go through this? The Fool. The Fool. It's such a funny card. Like he's so happy. Look at the face. This is so funny. Like a crazy old man just walking around being so happy. With the dog too. It just feels like this message is actually for you. You're gonna walk in there like holy shit, like just like a new man. Like an absolute new man. And the magician. Yeah, you sure fucking are. And she knows this. The thing about this queen is that she knows this. There's a moon, right? That moon represents intuition. She knows this. She knows who you are, and she knew what you needed to go through to get here. The funny thing is, she is ether, and you are the king and the magician who has the four elements, but she is your fifth element. That's beautiful. Nothing's more beautiful than a man who says, "You're my goddess, and I will devote the rest of my life to showing you how much I respect you." God is who I am, but you are the goddess, and I have to raise my sword of truth up to the heavens to represent you because I am the one who's below and you always will be above. Even if you're not physically with me, as above you are. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Okay, so let's connect a past life frequency here that brings you guys together. So if you don't know if this is for you and you just need that extra confirmation, this is what's going to confirm it. A past life that you know to be true that connects you to back in this life. Okay, this one wants to come out. Trust and faith. Trust and faith. Really, and then the spiritual and religion, it's someone who's connected to a higher source of divinity. Maybe in a past life you did, the Knights of Templar too, by the way, is, the original Knights of Templar, the seed of it as an energy, and also obviously, the connection of it. They were the protectors of the sacred feminine. Now, this happened through the fall of Rome, and the fall of Rome is when religion really took over the world. And this seems to me like a connection that was based off of previous past life religion and spiritual practices. So perhaps both of you were religious. And you take that that resonates, there's many different religions, but you understand what I mean by that. You've also practiced something higher though. And now you're here to really honor the most ancient practice, which is, like I said to you, the goddess is the legacy. And as a goddess myself, I would never invite a man into my space who doesn't understand that because it's very simple. And the way you know this is because he will physically bow down to you as a devotion, as a physical manifestation of understanding who you are. Because if man can bow down to prayer to Allah, to Christ, to, I don't know, whatever man, God people think there is. Because I always say, you believe in God? Which God? There's many different forms of God. Shiva, Krishna, what God? Buddha? What God are you bowing to? Because they're all fucking males. And males were never meant to be worshipped. They were meant to provide and protect. And that's why this world is the way the world is now. Because you've fallen out of consciousness. You've fallen out of Lemuria. You've fallen out of Atlantis. You've fallen out of Greece. You've fallen out of fucking Rome. And now we have this clown show. But now it's time to rise, right? Remember, we saw that death card. It's time to rise. So now you bow to her, not through anything else but pure devotion and recognition. And you say, "You are mine, I claim you," and we are ready to have these four of wands together to make a delicious realm that is prophesized out of the religion, but into consciousness. Because there's religion, there's spirituality, and guess what? There's consciousness. I don't fuck with religion and I don't fuck with spirituality. I'm consciousness. I'm an ancient one. Now let's see. Let's see the message here. Confidence. And the warrior comes in, confident that he can uphold that same frequency. That's it, that's all. It's really that simple, you guys. And this masculine, this man, is coming in. And the biggest energy here is to understand this. Where is it? The temperance. Oh, what wants to be shown? And the magician, the two divinity cards. So you understand that you're walking through the doorway, but you haven't reached yet. And there is an offering, and it doesn't matter because you're being led by a higher power either way, whatever you want to call it. But you do have trust and you have faith that this is a connection that is, I just heard this is the connection that's going to save my life. That's what I heard. So it means a lot to you. It means a lot to you. I'm going to pull the final message using the African tarot. Just to see what is your divine masculine, king, man, God, your next step. Oh, honey, it's the Ace of fucking Wands. It's time to go. And you know this too because you are erotically charged as well. You're ready to become the tree of life. It's funny because when I channel for men, my dialogue and the way I channel is so much more grounded. I will say things that are more masculine. Like I would never say I want to be a tree of life for me as a goddess. Fuck that. I don't want to be a tree of life. But you understand this because you're a man and you see this, the sun, which is a masculine energy, and the Ace of Wands. Come on, that's your D, honey. That's your D. Eight, see? Eight of Wands, you guys. We can't make this up. It's all wands. And then the Knight of Wands. First of all, let me show you this. The Eight of Wands is the card of travel and communication. And in the background, which is grayed out, you've been on a journey. You have traveled. I hear, I've reached the holy mountain, which is beautiful because you've also reached the gates of heaven. See, as a goddess, I would call it the gates of heaven. As a man, you might call it, you've reached the top of the mountain, you reached your peak. Do you see the difference in dialogue? But on the bottom here, you have the Knight of Wands, all fire signs. So it's telling me in Aries season, you're ready to go. And you're coming out of this serpent as an angelic being, meaning it doesn't matter because to me, we all have half of us are angelic, half of us are demonic. To be whole and complete, you'll understand what I mean by that. It's like the high priestess. We sit between the pillars of light and dark. I will be who I have to be to make my mission. But you see it here, really coming out, really coming out. And it's just, you're ready to showcase your divinity is what I'm picking up here. But it's time to move. And if you don't move, it just feels like, what a waste, what a waste. Like, wow, like really? You know what I mean? Like, wow, really? Six of Swords. Six of Swords traveling again. The message here, though, is if you are traveling and you need to move, stop overcomplicating this. There's nothing else that there's a doctor here going through surgery. You don't need to continue the procedure. That's for someone. You don't need to continue the procedure. It's time to go. The stars are aligning. Fabulous. Enjoy that message, okay? Congratulations to you.